So I guess tell us a little bit about yourself. What's your background?
Well, my background is a little bit of sales in the beginning of my career. When I worked my way through college, I sold books door to door with a Southwestern company as a 17-year-old, and also was raised by parents who always told you could do anything you really wanted to do. You just had to work hard for it. At my age, back in I'm born in 1950. So my parents raised me up, and my parents never had a whole lot, but they were just really good Christian people, and they just raised us up right, work hard, and try to. I'm one of those kind of people that like to please people. I like to do something. It makes me feel good if somebody else feels good about something I do for them or something like that. But I sold books door to door. I was a gymnast in college. I was a cheerleader in college at University of Georgia.
Oh yeah.
And then had the opportunity to use that gift and opening my own business, where I've been 48 years teaching gymnastics in a gymnastics studio, training kids, over 50 kids, to get full scholarships to go to college. And
Wow.
so just a fun trip, actually. Married my wife when we were sophomore in college. We've been married for 54 years, and she's helped me in the business. So still doing it and plan on doing it until I feel like I need to close shop. But I'm doing so well in a business right now that it's sort of hard to let that income go, So
Fair enough.
I'll hang in there and hire people to help me as much as I can. It's a little harder to hire people anymore, but I'm sure that eventually I'll hire somebody who can take my place eventually down the road. So
Yeah. Well, good for you, man. It sounds like you really followed your passion all the way through, right?
yeah, sure did.
So do you just like move like a gazelle outside of this? Are you just like still super fit in shape?
I am. I work out. I work out at least 2 or 3 times a day. I mean, a day, not a week. Excuse me. And I still cut our grass.
Good for you.
I'm athletic. I have to be able to pick the kids up and spot them on certain things. I got good coordination. I can walk upstairs, unlike Joe Biden.
There you go.
But anyway, I do pretty well, actually. I can, you have to be realistic about your age, and so there's some things like my balance sometimes is not as good. But I stopped tumbling and doing handstands a long time ago. So
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Did you take part in any sort of investing, maybe in traditional finance, prior to your involvement in DeFi?
not really. What I did have a friend of mine who at a gymnastics camp was showing me how to invest a little bit. So I played around with it like Robin Hood, and then I figured that that's not really what stocks is not really what I wanted to mess with. And basically just kept what I had and kept everything, and it sort of stayed where it was. I didn't actually get a whole lot out of it. Actually, I actually pulled everything out and put it into the DeFi, decentralization, when I found out that about that from just an email. The email that comes up that says, the banks are going to, but not so much take your money, but they're going to go into, they're going to digital dollars. And I can remember back when my grandfather telling me that he lost all of his money. The banks took all of his money, and he never put his money back in the bank again. So I thought to myself, well, I can't take all of it out. But it was talking about the advertisement. I think is real good. It says if you have $50,000, and I had some money in my account. My wife has a little small account where she can do anything she wants to, and then we have our account together. But I'm just I'm one of those people. I take care of my family, so therefore I was thinking that if something did happen, I needed to be smart enough to, put some monies away where we'd be able to, do anything that came up that we needed to, if they was to change, was to take our money. So
For sure.
yeah.
For sure. So you've kind of like been brought up with that sort of skepticism around the banks. Like your family has been personally affected by the banks.
Yes, my grandfather. So, really we haven't really had a problem with banks. In fact, banks have been our friend a lot. If you think about when you start a gymnastics facility and you build and you buy property and you don't have any money at all, and it just so happened that I met a guy and he had faith in what I was thinking about doing, and they gave us a SBA loan. He said, we're looking for an SBA loan. So that's the only way I got started was banks, and done real well. I have great credit score, just because I've been taught to pay your bills and do what you're supposed to do. But I go back and then start hearing, I also listen to what's going on in our country. And, although I love our country, I am skeptical of the people who are running it. We got people who really don't have any cards in the game that are basically making decisions now. They haven't invested anything at all except their brain, and most of them, they don't understand financing. They don't understand hard work, and so therefore they really don't care about the real people. It's just how they can control things. That's what they'd like to do. So
yeah, I understand. Yeah, no, definitely. It's I think it's pretty freaky kind of where the world is heading. I think the more you learn about it, the more you want to do things to kind of, be proactive and kind of protect yourself and your family, right?
absolutely.
I think that not enough people worry about what's going to happen with the CBDC, the central bank digital currency. That's no joke, right?
Right.
I think for me, it's about even just educating as many people as possible about what it actually is and what it could lead to. So yeah. So what made you want to take part in DeFi or get involved in crypto and decentralized finance?
Well, again, I saw the advertisement, and it made sense to me that as the man of the house and the one in charge and the one who is responsible, that I should react to what I thought was coming myself anyway. And when I saw the advertisement, I thought, well, I can put $50,000 into something that's going to be there for me in case something did happen with the banks and so forth. So your advertisement was what really brought me to it. And then I did my research, and of course, when you go through and they talk to you, you were the person that I talked to, and actually you interviewed me to see if you thought it might work. And I didn't know if you had question marks or not at that time, because being an older person. But I think there's a lot of elderly people that are actually doing this. I saw some advertisements where there were people who've done this before, and so I thought, well, if they can do it, I can do it. And so I was ready to delve into something and learn. It was when I started thinking about a ledger wallet and all that other kind of stuff, it sort of was, I don't know what you say, it was a little over my head, but I thought,
right.
Well, I'm smart enough, if I just listen, I can do it. And that's what's been the case. It's been very easy to follow instructions with people who are willing to be patient with you and sort of go through and be willing to go through it again. Sometimes it takes more than one time or two times to actually understand it, because you don't want to lose your money because you did something crazy. So, but just a great opportunity to grow my money, and my portfolio has actually grown. I've been gaining a lot in the portfolio. Of course, I've been investing.
Awesome.
More. I've been investing more than I'm investing probably about $250,000 now into it, and seeing it grow, and hoping I can get it to grow even more. Playing around with a few things with crypto. I sort of enjoy it because I think it is the wave of the future. I think if you don't, you might just get left out totally if you don't have something in that regard. So
I agree, man. I agree. I think 100%. If you're wondering, is crypto going to stick around? And you're looking for validation, look no further than the U.S. government, right? Because they're building it.
Countries around the world are buying Bitcoin as their gold.
Absolutely.
A gold standard here in the United States. And I don't know who, what brain decided to change that, but it didn't do well for our country. But I can see Bitcoin being very similar to a gold, except much better and more updated. So that the thing that I like about it is you actually can use that to pay, and then the great thing is you can use it to pay on the computer and internet. So it's
definitely
a lot easier, and I think that I personally think that Ethereum and Bitcoin are going to be around for a long time. So.
Yeah, well, that's awesome, man. I totally agree. So your returns have been, you don't need to get into specifics if you don't want to, but your returns have been pretty good in the space so far?
Probably Well, I mean, I probably cash wise have invested about 175,000, and I'm
Nice.
around 250 is what it's worth now, what my portfolio is worth right now. So
Beautiful, man. That makes me happy. That's awesome. So you're
yeah,
doing great. And how long has it been now? How long have you been with
I
us
think we
in
did
total
this.
now?
If I'm not mistaken, it was late summer last year when I started.
Ah, okay, so we're coming up we're
We're coming up
probably at what,
almost a year.
8 or 10 months at this point, hey?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Remember,
awesome.
I just got through rejoining,
Yeah.
and I have no regrets because I thought I need to learn something like this, or I'm going to get left behind. So I was willing to do that. And then when I rejoined, they gave me a great deal. I mean, you gave me a great deal, and I feel like I'm with people that will help me along and get, to do even better than what I'm doing now. So.
Well, that's awesome, man. That's the dream right there. That's why I do this, right? I love to hear these sorts of stories, right? And hear how people are doing because, I mean, I'm not sure how you feel about like, how inflation specifically is affecting the dollar, but I just feel like people's money isn't going as far,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
people are having to take on more and more risk in their traditional finance portfolios in order to just try and keep up the buying power of their money.
Yeah,
And,
the actual dollar is just dwindling. Whereas if you get
absolutely.
into liquidity pools, I mean, if you're getting 30, 40%, you're like way ahead of the game. So, you
For
know,
sure, right? And they're
yeah,
telling us, of course, that inflation is like 3%, right?
yeah,
It ain't no 3%.
no, it's not. It's not.
No. You can just feel it in the air, right? So yeah, I think that like for me, that's what I'm really passionate about is seeing people kind of be able to get into a vehicle that just gives them that ability to actually grow their money, right? And outpace inflation, right?
Yeah, and we know this volatile. We know that it's our decision. It's not in other words, if you gave me a recommendation, I have a decision whether to do something with it or not. And you're not giving us investments suggestions, but you're leading us in the right direction, and we make our decision. So, it's our decision. It's nobody else's. I don't blame anybody else if I get to a point where if I'm smart enough, uh, well, my personal opinion is people jump out too soon, and sometimes you just gotta stay there and let it work
Yeah.
for you a little bit before you do it. And then if you see like in a liquidity pool when it gets out of position, that's a little frustrating sometimes. But if you think about it, you pull it out, you put it back in, and you can still make that percentage a lot more than what you would be if you were doing a CD or something like that you get at the
Oh,
bank
absolutely.
and
Absolutely, right?
investing your money that way.
Well, yeah, and I think it's like it's important for people to understand like how are they going to set up their own personal portfolio, right? And what sort of like risk tolerance are they comfortable with? Because you can kind of go whatever direction you want to go with it. You can go, safe, or you can go a little more, quite a bit more aggressive if you want to. But if you are taking on some risk, you're going into fluctuating assets, into some of these liquidity pools, and you're trying to generate a passive income on them. You do have to understand, hey, there's going to be some fluctuation here. I'm going to have to be okay with seeing that, rise and fall. But I think it's important to understand that and then zoom out, right? Look at the kind of macro view of the situation because it gives you a lot more confidence. If I'm worried on the day to day about what Bitcoin's doing, that's one thing. But if I zoom out and I look at, okay, well, what's actually happening here in the larger ecosystem, right? Well, you got BlackRock going into Bitcoin massively, BlackRock typically doesn't like to lose,
Right,
So,
exactly.
you start to look at stuff like that and you start to gain a little bit more confidence in your ability to hold the position, right? So I totally agree with you. I think you have to, build that sort of confidence, right?
Absolutely.
How would you say your journey has gone with Decentralized Masters compared to if you had tried to get into this space, on your own or something like that?
Oh, I would have been lost. There would be no way. When I first started, Sam Fisherman was my mentor,
Oh yeah,
and
he's awesome.
yeah, he led us in the right direction to get started, and the understanding of what we were doing. Again, it was like climbing a mountain in the beginning because you were intimidated is a good word in the
Yeah.
beginning. However, you have to have faith in your abilities to be able to pull from other people as far as what to do, and it's not really a very difficult thing to do. And you eventually what I've seen myself do is that I'm not in any way feeling like I can do anything anytime I want to do it. I can ask. I've even just texted you before, and you've made some suggestions one way or the other. It says you can do this or you can do that kind of thing. But like on the liquidity pools, I know one thing I want to do is I want to put, like you said, the passive income. I want to get that growing a little more than what I'm doing now, and that's my next phase. I've got my investments where in the crypto, and I think that because of the halving and all the other stuff, that's going to just grow extramentally. And then I'm going to try to get into the liquidity pool, put more money into the, to USDC and to Tether and the stable coins, and get a percentage on that. And then also I like the AVAX and USDC combination too, the blue chip.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Because you get sometimes you can get quite a bit there, and of course that's a little more volatile than the other, but it's still you can make some pretty good income out of that, and that's what it's all about. Eventually, I'm not going to want to teach flips, and I'm going to want to be able to come to my computer, spend a few hours a day or even less, and see what's growing, and be able to go outside and plant a garden.
Yeah, man, for sure. What advice would you have for someone that was thinking about joining Decentralized Masters or thinking about getting into decentralized finance?
I would say it's something that you want to try, because you have control of your monies. You don't worry about what a bank's going to do to you, what a government's going to do to you, because you have control of the money in your ledger wallet. You're your own bank. And that was really appealing to me, was be your own bank. And then the thing is, it's unlimited amount of learning that you can do, because of all of the people that you're being able to do one-on-ones with, or even they have all kinds of places you can go. And if you have a question about something on your circle, you can go there and get all your information that you need if you can't get a quick one-on-one. But everybody that I've contacted, as far as the people that are involved in Decentralized Masters, has been so willing to help out, and so not intimidating. They've been the kind of people that says, if I'm trying to do something, they're going on my screen and saying, this is the way you do it. They don't make me feel like I'm crazy or stupid, or they are. They make you feel like that you're a master, whether you're the master or not.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, I might even ask that specifically, like, how do you feel about the mentorship at Decentralized Masters?
It's just, I don't know, I feel like family. I feel like that you can go to them, like you could be my grandson, what I'm saying, kind of a thing. And then some of the rest of them, like Sam Fisherman, he might be my I don't know, what would it be? Well, you could be my grandson. He could be my son, basically. Anyway, I just feel like that there's a family, and everybody's willing to and wants to help you become as aggressive, or they lead you in the right direction. If you don't feel comfortable with being aggressive, well, actually, I think they show you how to do a little bit of everything so that you don't lose anything. So I feel like it's a family situation, and you feel like I'm a part of DeFi. So,
well, we're happy to have you as part of the family, man, for sure. I think you've just been an awesome addition to the group, and I still remember our first conversation all the way back then, and I thought you'd be a great member, and man, I couldn't have been more right. So that's
appreciate it.
That's awesome. What about for someone that's decided they're gonna join? Right, they're going to get into decentralized finance. They're gonna join the Decentralized Masters mastermind, and they're going to take this on. As someone who's gone through that journey now, and now you're optimizing your journey, what's your advice for someone that's just starting out?
Just to be willing to spend about 30 minutes to an hour every day. I think it changes. It will turn into more time, because it sort of gets exciting. It's sort of fun to be able to get on the computer and be in control of what your plans are. And actually, you might change a little bit from being not being someone that's as aggressive to someone that's more aggressive. Or maybe you're saying, I've got this much money I'm going to be aggressive with, the rest of it's right here, I'm gonna get in the liquidity pools. But I would just say the important thing is to be consistently trying to learn, and before you know it, you will be, you do well enough to where you can make some money and feel like you have a great future growing in Decentralized Masters. So
that's awesome. Well, I appreciate you saying that. Do you have any feedback for us? Is there any ways that you feel we could improve what we do?
That's hard for me to see. Just because everybody's been so willing to help, I don't see how I could have done any better. I mean, we even have like I give accolades to little Celeste. Is that her name, Celeste?
Yeah.
She helps you. I'll text her and she'll say, "Well, here's what you can do." And so, I mean, not anything to do with investing, but she puts me in the right direction with the right person, or she says, "Just go on here and click on see who's available." You can do that if you want, if you would like to. But just everybody's like I said, I feel like they're family because they are willing to help you out. It's not like you're in competition with them.
Sure.
You're trying to build. What you're trying to do is give people opportunity to better themselves in a different way than the wave of the future, basically, what I consider.
Yeah. Well, awesome, man. I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with me on this stuff. I think it's important for people to kind of hear what other people's experiences are like.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I think that's probably all I've got for you today.
That's good. And I got AJ helped me on what I wanted to do as far as I got a renewed excitement because I feel comfortable now. He went over it with me. He told me how to do it step by step, and then he let me do one with him watching, not telling me anything.
Nice. There you go.
When he got off, I did it 2 or 3 more times just to get it in my brain.
Good for you, man. Well, like I said, man, you need anything anytime, let me know. I'm glad to hear that you're killing it. And man, watch out, because we're out of time right now where things are about to explode.
I'm expecting it. So I'm a Christian, and I believe it says everyone says if you shall believe,
you'll
receive.
There you go.
But we're believing and receiving. There might be a loss here and there, but the believing is going to go overboard, and we'll all be running over with great things. We can talk about it sometime.
Absolutely, man. I can't wait. I think we're at that. This might be the final dip before it just takes off. I think.
Yeah.
So, it's gonna be real exciting.
The thing is that what I appreciate was, I guess, sometimes you look back and say, "Oh, I wish I'd have got the Bitcoin and all that kind of stuff earlier," but I didn't know anything about it, and you can't do anything about it unless you know something about it. So
yeah, I
think I got in at a good time. My time might not have been as good as somebody else's, but I'm just going to ride my time, and then I feel like, thank God I did it before Bitcoin halving, because I think that's going to have a lot to do with all these altcoins and other coins going crazy.
Oh yeah.
All right. See you, man. You have a great day. Very successful day. See ya.
Yeah. Thank you. As well. Bye.